China, right? It's banned. So this is in front of Singularity University, just to show you some of the faculty cars, except the last one. So, Jordan knows the chief design officer for Autodesk, the old Roadster, this is a Roadster, Tesla Roadster, and that's the Google Side navigation car, and that's my dream car at Tesla. It's not out there. It's a 7-seater, 4-wheel drive, 0 to 104 seconds, and I think 400 kilometer range, and only has 2 motors. There's no other moving parts. So if your car breaks down, somebody will actually come and just fix it, just repair it for you. So let me talk a little bit about exponential technology. Things that you've seen here on this magazines, right? I mean, you see 3D printing, right? So there's 3D scanning too. You can 3D scan and 3D print an entire Stradivarius violin and almost reproduce every nook and cranny and nuances of the violin, so that you can actually replicate an almost exact replica. And then obviously connecting your wetware, your brain, to the hardware. I'll talk a little bit more about this. When I was teaching AI, I used to tell my students, even 20 years ago, when they first managed to create an artificial neuron, your brain damage, you can fire the neuron. I told my students it won't be long before you can download the entire memory into a machine, right? If you've got a crappy day, you can always boot up to a day that you felt great. Just don't forget the backup. And then there's AI, Watson, I'll talk a little bit about that. So everything you see is 3D printed. Some of these things can never be handmade. Okay, they can only be 3D printed. You can 3D print over 100 different things now. My favorite is obviously chocolate. So Hershey is actually a Singularity partner, and they are manufacturing 3D printed chocolates in Singularity. This is all done in Singularity actually. This stuff here from last year. I took a photo of the models that they had. It's made out of gypsum. It takes about 4 hours to do one of this, but you can print like 6 to 12 of this at one go, right? Look very, very intricate stuff. But what's interesting is look at this, right? I mean, you can 3D print an entire organ, and this guy's tumor is 3D printed from his MRI scan. How cool is it, right? The doctor can show you, the doctors can study your tumor in real time, right? And in 3D print fabric is August, a 3D printed car. And when I was there, the guys from Harvard actually came and showed us the project in University of Minnesota. I don't know if you've seen it on YouTube. They 3D printed a heart. Not 3D printed a heart. Well, they actually made a heart from stem cell. They took a rat's heart. They washed it off with detergent to get the scaffolding. They injected it with stem cells. And within 2 weeks, it grew into a full heart in a jar. They shocked it and it was beating. And they told me they don't even need a rat's heart to get the scaffolding anymore. They can 3D print that. And that's how fast technology is advanced. Everything you see in Autodesk Gallery is 3D printed, a motorcycle, some of these things, like I said, can never be handmade. And the really interesting thing for me and inspiring to me is Scott Summit, the faculty at Singularity, has a company called Bespoke Innovation. He designs and 3D print artificial limbs of people who have lost their limbs. Because as you know, a lot of people are very afraid of, very embarrassed about it. Like he tried to make it look good, like he mentions the lady's dress. I shouldn't mention this since I'm on the Gold Coast, but it mentions the bikie's bike, sort of the key weakness and one of the shootings. But anyway, so like I said, this is not that far-fetched, right? I'm wearing a Google Glass. With a Google Glass, I need to basically read the information, right? I need to look at Cotran and basically read his bio, and my brain has to process the information, right? But in the very near future, they're going to remove that part of it and directly connect in my brain. So I don't even have to physically hear. I can sense, feel everything that's here. To me, it'd be like real, but I'm not physically here. And because your brain, is actually being tricked into feeling everything that's real in here. It's like living in a matrix, basically. But the implication is huge, because then you do not even need to send people to space, right, to Mars. You just send sensors to Mars, and you can feel everything out there. In fact, Craig Venter created a bioprinter. He said if we find life on Mars, we don't need to bring it back. We just need to sequence its DNA, and we can print it here on Earth and make it. It's true. So IBM Watson, I don't know whether you guys know about the project, so if you are looking at another entrepreneurial initiative, it's an AI program that basically defeated human contestants in a game of Jeopardy, a quiz game in the US in 2011. And now Watson is better at diagnosing cancer than human doctors, and they've made this software available to the public now. I mean, you can actually get APIs and write programs on it. This is Vinod Koshal, and he's holding my old iPhone because Vinod Koshal is the co-founder of Sun Microsystem and the founder of Koshal Ventures. Actually, what he said it's not a venture fund. I think he's a assistance fund or something. I can't remember what it was. Anyway, he's a really brilliant guy. So what he said was, he predicted that within 10 years, 80% of GPs are going to be redundant. Because you've got all this technology right now, if I need to put a drop of my blood onto a phone, I can immediately send it to the cloud, get it diagnosed, and I can then, in future, send information to my 3D printer and print my medication or my vitamins that I need. And he invested in my friend's company, actually bought my friend's company, Life Technology. So you're going to try your heartbeat and you try my phone afterwards. So you put your fingers on this device, it will take your ECGs, FDA approved, and it will tell you whether you have atrial fibrillation in the heart or not. It really saved about 20 lives. Because a guy on board a plane had a chest pain, pilot refused to land, and what happened was the doctor had this device, put it on his chest, proved that this guy is having a heart attack, and the pilot landed and saved his life. Another guy, I think it was in India, actually,